Alan, it's great to meet you at the conference.
You too, Will.
Can you tell me a little bit about your company and what it does?
So we're developing a motorsport education program, primarily aimed at the more practical side of motorsport, practical skills like working on race cars, prepping them. So we went out and talked to a lot of the race teams, touring cars, European Le Mans, World Endurance, to get their feedback on the skills that they need, the kind of experience. And we've started building a program that's going to deliver those needs. So what we could have is this car, and the university purchases the car or a box of bits, and then they can fit their own drivetrain to it, do their own aero modelling. One of the kind of scary statistics that we were reading in a report last week was by 2030, there's not going to be anywhere near enough engineers to support the electric cars that are there at the moment, let alone when the government is driving legislation to increase the number of electric cars and increase the electric car market in the UK. And what we see, we're having developing an electric version of the car. We're also pushing the Drive for Zero Emissions Motorsport, which is an FIA directive. We're going to have classes for hydrogen fuel cell, direct injection hydrogen, and the internal combustion that we're going to use will run on green fuel.
I think there were some initial concerns around the safety of hydrogen. Do you think that's still a problem?
Scaremongering, because they're not used to it. So we've spoken to hydrogen experts, and hydrogen, so if you went to a filling station, hydrogen actually evaporates quicker than it can burn.
Wow.
So your petrol that nobody has any concerns about, they'll go fill up at the service station, they don't even worry about it. Hydrogen actually evaporates, I think it's 10 times quicker than conventional fuel, petrol.
To sum up, based on some of those concerns, it's about the right education along with the right training and the understanding.
You're absolutely right, and it needs to be that we've got a hydrogen partner who we're kind of, they supply some of the big companies, with supply them with hydrogen, but also with the systems to handle the hydrogen, deliver it, store it, and they're developing training programs for colleges around where they are, and they are supporting us in developing a hydrogen car. Now it's the same with electric cars. If you follow the protocols, you will be safe. But if it's just like saying, well, if you lick your fingers and put them on the terminal, you're gonna.
Or if you lit a match at a petrol station.
Exactly. It's exactly the same. It's understanding the risks, managing the risks, and mitigating the risks. And it worries me that particularly from an education perspective, hiding behind things. This tech is being developed. It's going to be mainstream.
Thank you very much, Alan, for your time.
Appreciate that.
Cheers.
Really nice to meet you. Thank you.
Well, obviously we're invited by Innovate UK to exhibit, so we thought it was a good opportunity to let people know about our existence, basically, and the benefits afforded by Innovate UK to many UK companies. It has been around for 30 years now, 30 years this year, in fact. And we're an advanced manufacturing company. We manufacture components for a technique called physical vapor deposition. So basically it's a vacuum-based process that allows you to put thin films down on surfaces. And some of our biggest customers are the likes of Apple and Samsung, who use it to put thin films on phone screens or iPads. And these coatings would be typically something like anti-reflective coatings, anti-scratch coatings, that kind of thing. But we've also developed in-house as well some antimicrobial coatings, which are really interesting, transparent coatings, and also something we call diamond-like carbon, which again, we're unique in as much as we've developed a transparent version.
The antimicrobial, is that to do with like bacteria and sort of things?
So we're working with the Royal Liverpool Hospital and the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine under an Innovate UK grant to further develop this. We've been developing this material for over 7 years now. So the idea is to put it on high-touch surfaces, so anywhere you have to log in, or handles on doors. So it has what's known as a log-6 killing effect, so 99.9999% of bugs are killed within 15 minutes. As I say, it's a transparent thin film, so it can be applied to computer screens or any touchpads.
That's amazing.
So we're hoping to get it within the health service. Everything we do is plasma related. And I think one of the main reasons people do come to us is our knowledge and expertise in everything plasma.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of modeling, magnetic modeling, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And most of the products that we manufacture are bespoke products, so they're designed to fit within a customer's own setup. And I think that kind of back and forth that we have with the customer is very important. Make sure we address all their requirements and provide them with a suitable solution.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the car in general, like some of the tech aspects to it?
So yeah, we're a Formula Student car, which is quite a small race car, based off a steel tubeless base frame, and it's a fully electric vehicle.
Yeah.
So we design our own battery in-house, pair it up with a motor and inverter that we tune with WMG, design our own suspension, uprights, corner assembly, and then all designed by students. As much as possible is manufactured in-house by us. And it's an incredible learning experience for students. They level up, they go into top level motorsport industry, suspension at the front, and we can adjust these to have different dynamic effects that we desire on track.
And you've got some pretty hefty tyres going on as well.
We have the big 13-inch slick tyres to get as much rubber on the road as possible.
Yeah.
If you talk to people in motorsport, they'll always tell you tyres are the most important thing about the race car.
Yeah.
You've got to get as much rubber on the road as you can, and that's how we try and do it.
And if we have a look at the back, if we just come around the back, there's quite a lot of tech going on here. Like, can you tell us a bit about what we're looking at here?
So within an electric vehicle, you've got quite a lot going on. We have our MRAX 228 motor, it's an axial flux AC motor. In here we have what we call the HV box, which contains our high voltage circuitry.
Yeah.
And then this here is our inverter that converts the high voltage DC current to an AC current used by the motor. And you can see all of our drivetrain and fixturing all designed by us.
Fantastic.
And
the $1 million question, how confident are you feeling about racing? Do you think you've got a good chance of winning?
This summer we took a huge step forward. For the first time ever, Warwick Racing competed in all dynamic events as an electric vehicle, and we placed 16th out of 70 or so competitors, and we're very confident we can get at least top 10 and pushing for that top 5 this year. Just keep making steps forward, and then we'll be at the top in a few years, hopefully.
Well, the best of luck with the event.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
People come to us for engineering solutions, and we use composites to solve those engineering solutions.
Could you give us like a couple of maybe 1 or 2 use cases in terms of like the industries you're involved in? I know you mentioned that you do some in aerospace, military.
So the main one that we've been working on really is with vertical aerospace. We help them manufacture their forward propeller. And we gave them the engineering solution to that problem.
Brilliant.
And that was a single shot molding with foam cores, with match metal tooling. Sustainability is big as well. One of the things we're exhibiting today is a flak material, but also a foam core, which is made from 100% recyclable plastic.
Wow. Okay.
So we're really trying to look at much more sustainable ways of manufacturing composites.
But the reason customers work with us on a whole variety of projects is that we have technical and scientific expertise. So all different people within the company, product managers such as myself, have come from a background of either academia or industrial testing laboratories. So when we are providing advice on the solutions that we can offer, we are the guys that really know what we're talking about. Which means we can understand, have back and forth collaborative conversations with our customers with their problems in hand, and effectively offer a solution where it lies. So an example from my own expertise would be in XRF testing, primarily in an engineering sphere. A lot is about novel coatings. So there's metal platings on critical parts for corrosion protection or aesthetic appearance and things like that. So we had a customer come to us wanting to measure effectively precious metal coating on things like a printed circuit board. And XRF is a very good non-destructive technique to ensure that not only are you ensuring a very high precision uniform coating on said board, but also that you're not overplating. So there's cost of business there, particularly if precious metals are involved.
Absolutely.
Those things don't get any cheaper. In terms of emerging markets and things like that we're starting to work towards, big thing in the green economy, big push from government and constant thinking across society itself is looking at things like battery technology. pushing into the battery sphere,
Yeah.
which can include battery recycling, novel battery materials for their bulk analysis, or novel electrochemistry techniques.
So batteries have a few sort of failure mechanisms, and basically the equipment that we've designed, or the equipment that I sell, can detect why some of these failure patterns are happening. So you can do things like battery cycling on the cycler to age them, and then you can do measurements like EIS to kind of diagnose why your battery might be failing.
So Brent, if you can talk us through what we're looking at here.
So on the right here, one that's not plugged in is a battery cycler. As you can see, you've got 8 cells on the front there, and basically what this is designed to do is just like chunk through charge, discharge cycling. So if you have a novel battery material, you might want to test how long it lasts in a real cell.
So we are Tranquility IoT and Big Data Solutions, primarily a company from India. So this is a light controller I've been talking about. If you have a larger hall like this, you can connect to 8. It's got 8 ports. Each port can take up to 1,000 watts of bulbs. So that means in a larger hall, you can automate it, control the entire lighting system wireless using with this small box. So that means you don't have to run a wire all the way from each of this into your control room to do the control. So you just have to put it around this, and this is connected wirelessly to your control room, and you can just turn on and off. So it means a lot of saving in terms of cabling, time, and efficiency. It's a highly flexible router. So it's just because of this plug and play architecture, we can put any kind of adapter onto it and then make it flexible for you. This is a smart plug. This not only measures the energy consumption, so if you can put any kind of devices onto it, you can just open it, and then and you can, if you plug something in, and then it can be remotely controlled. At the same time, it will give you how much power it is consuming.
That's fantastic.
Very useful for data centers, where they would like to reboot their machines or switches remotely. They don't have to send a person here. They can simply send a message to it and it will restart.
So rather than just plugging it into the wall, you're plugging it into this special device, and then all of the information gets fed back.
That's right.